After Christmas, we had a New Year's party with my family and hers, a combined family event where all of my family got to meet all of her previously estranged family. Her father cooked a bunch of food, and Brittany, being herself, I think she knew it was the last party she would throw. So she made sure to participate fully in gift wrapping, because it was also a Christmas party as well, like Christmas/New Year's. So it was a Christmas party and a New Year's party. So she was helping my mom and I think her grandmother wrap gifts in the back bedroom, sitting in her wheelchair, butter getting in the way. And then she was giving directions to everybody about what foods to make. You and you bring a dip, you and you make this, you and you use the stove to go get this. And the table was filled. I mean, we had like a table and a half worth of food. I mean, we had a lot of people. There was a lot of food. And her father's brisket was it brisket? It was a slow cooked pig, I believe. I think it was pork. I think it was pulled pork. I don't remember. My brain is so kaput right now. But everybody got to hang out and be with her. And I'm going to show the next video. It's I'm going to show two pictures, and I'm going to show the last video, and it's the last video that she's in. It is December 12th. I'm sorry, January 12th, 2023. She would last for 4 more days. At the time, on the 12th, she was gaunt, very thin, frail, weak. So I'm going to warn you, because the video is only a minute and a half long, minute and 40 seconds. And the reason we stopped filming was because it was the moment that I realized that her mind was going again. You'll see the visible confusion on her face when I tell her that she gets the dates wrong, and she doesn't quite understand why it's dark outside, and it's sad. It's really, really sad. I thought for a long time that I would not show that video because it looks more it just looks so bad. But the more I've gone forward with this, the more I realize that people have been coming to this channel to see a variety show. Yeah, we talk about the amazing things that God has done in our life, but you also get to see living life with cancer day to day. So this is what it is.
Darren has been wanting to do this. I have not. Getting back to videos and such. But here we are.
It is January 11th.
Saturday, January 11th.
Friday. I went to work today.
But what time did you get home?
I got home around like 1 o'clock. So we recently took some.
Wait, I'm very confused.
We recently took some medication. It's a.
I thought today was Saturday.
No, it's Friday. We recently took some medication.
How is it 8 o'clock then?
It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday. 8 p.m. on a Saturday.
Huh?
I'm sorry, 8 p.m. on Friday. Now you got me saying it.
That makes no sense.
I come home, I stay home, it becomes 8 o'clock. It's just, you know.
So it's nighttime now?
Yeah. Can't tell. So.
Okay, wait, I need you to stop the video.
A couple days went by with my wife increasingly in twilight, unable to process, mental faculty shutting down. She would display a few moments, occasional moments of clarity and lucidness, including one funny moment where my family had just showed up and my wife wanted to go to the bathroom, and I started to move all the things because there was a system and we had the system down to a T, and my parents started to try to help. And of course, if you have it down to a T and someone comes in and tries to help, they just kind of get in the way and mess things up. And my parents, I love them to death. They were trying so hard. Brittany had had enough. She just shouts, "Everyone out the house! Go outside! Literally outside! Let my husband take care of me!" And then I got her. My parents were like, "Okay," and they just walked right out. And I got her to the bathroom, and she spent a ton of energy just telling me, like, I have limited energy and they are getting in the way, and I need you to take control and don't be, essentially don't let them walk all over me or something like that. I don't remember. I just tried to calm her down and tell her it's okay. And finally got her to relax and use the bathroom, and then I got her back into her seat. And then my parents came back in, and like I said, that was one of the times, most of the time she spent sleeping. Very quiet, not really responsive, but that one time she got really animated, and then she went back to being herself, the very quiet, very sleepy Brittany. And well, a couple more days pass, or a day passes, and I'll let that Darren tell the story.
It is currently January 15th, and my wife is dying.
for the second time. God made a miracle the first time, and I'm happy for all the time that we got to share. I don't know if he's going to do it again. But here I am. Family is gathering. Hospice has said that she's transitioning. Yesterday, they said, you don't necessarily need to gather the family yet, but put them on alert. Then as soon as hospice left, Brittany went non-communicative. I've grieved her for so long. I'm still grieving. She's in there now. I won't show her, but know this, she's not comfortable. This one is not as peaceful as the first time. With every breath she moans. In the few lucid moments she gets, she's unable to communicate well. And her mind is so sharp, and she knows she can't communicate. So she gets frustrated and she starts crying because she tries to speak. She tries to tell me exactly, and if you've watched these videos, you know, she can be exacting. She tells you exactly all the details. And she can't do it now. She can't tell you the details. She can't tell you anything. Barely anything. I've prayed so long. God, don't take my wife. But now my prayers are, God, please stop the suffering. She's already said she's ready. She's said it multiple times. So either he's not ready to take her yet, or she's fighting anyway. And I don't know why. A lot of people are here, and the rest of the people are coming in today. I don't know how long she's going to last. I know that the last few months, we haven't had many updates. But when I put these together, you'll see me talking. I've decided to fill in the gaps when I post. Why am I telling you this now? By this point, you will have seen all the fill-in stuff. But anyway, we haven't really done many posts. We've just been focusing on living life and being with my best friend. She had so much peace about this, despite her condition, despite the swelling, despite everything. She had so much peace. She would be the one to comfort me, saying, Darren, focus on being with your best friend.
Be with me here and now. Don't cry over something that hasn't happened yet, or the pain you see me in. And then she would tell me when I would say I wanted to take her place. She would say that she couldn't survive being without me. That the Lord knew what he was doing, and in his mercy he took her because I'm stronger. I don't feel like it. Everyone talks to me about how I'm an example of strength in Christ and faith and walking through the hard times. I'm not. There's no way I'm not. There's no way I am. I'm a wreck. And I've barely walked through any of this. I crawled. Anyway, 6.5 minutes in, I'm going up there to spend time with my wife. The next time you hear from me, you'll know more. It is Monday, January 16th, 2023. At 4:30 this morning, the Lord took Brittany home. She woke me up. I don't know how, but I woke up in time to hear her take her last few breaths. And Milo. Oh, cutie puppy. I woke up in time to see her take her last few breaths and hold her hand, and stroke her hair and her cheek. And then I woke her grandmother, who was sleeping right next to her. I just grabbed her hand and she looked at me and I just stared at her. I didn't say anything. And her grandmother looked over and saw Brittany wasn't breathing. And I let her hand go and I woke up my mom, who was sleeping next to me, and then her father, Brittany's father, who was sleeping on the floor next to her. And from there, it's all a whirlwind. Phone calls and prayers and love and some tears. A lot of tears have been shed, obviously. Obviously. A lot of tears. But, Brittany's home. She's home. We should be jealous. She gets to run to the Father's arms. She gets to see him in all his glory. Milo. Oh, the dog. I love that dog. I think, hold on. All right, now I'm back. Where was I? Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. A friend of hers messaged, I messaged a friend of hers and wanted to fill her in. I've got more messages to send, obviously, but she sent me a message back and said, you know, it was really interesting that this world, when we come in, you know, women go through birthing pains. There's pain when we create something from nothing, when something grows, when something is born. And death and the suffering and the pain that is there. And there was a lot of it, but the suffering that she went through, it was birthing pains. She was born into eternity. She got tired of her body always hurting and always being in pain. She got tired. She ran to see the Father. He called her home. He called her home. He called her home. It's been a long fight. She struggled. She struggled. Make no mistake, she struggled. But in the end, it was worth it. The people she touched, she got 3 months, almost to the date. God brought her back to me on October the 17th. He took her January 16th. 1 day off of 3 months. He took her back and she had 3 months. We had 3 months. And in those 3 months, she repaired her family relationships. She got to see her mother, her father, her aunts, her grandparents. She got to organize and put on a party. That was fantastic. I'm sure, I don't know if we got any video of it, but I did take some pictures, I think, and I can share those at some point. You'll have seen them by now, I guess. I'm still new to this. But she got to organize and put together her own party, and she did. She did it. She worked it. She wrapped presents. She directed and organized, and then she was like, I've got to bake these. I gotta cook these dips. I got, chips and dip we're making. Like, we're responsible for chips and dip. Baby, I got it. No, I need to do it. Like, baby, no, I got it. Oh, she was so strong-willed. Is so strong-willed. I don't think, you know what? I'm probably covering up the microphone. And if I'm covering up the microphone, this is gonna suck. I'll have to reshoot this. But she's home. She's with the Father. And she impacted so many people. She drew me closer to Christ. She made me realize how a godly man is supposed to be. How to do it for real. It took me long enough, took me a long time. Even these last few months, I'm still wrestling with sin and fighting, and I realized that I wasn't doing right. No, this is something I need to change. And I changed little by little. Even now, I'm standing here looking at my future going, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with the changes that I'm supposed to make. And that's Christ. That's what Christ is for. He continually works on us and sanctifies us. Continually. Legitimately. I can see where her death and these last few months and even today, how it's kind of ties in. It makes this really cool, I don't know, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life honoring God in the ways that He taught me through this moment and through this journey. And I don't know if I could ever say that, really. I don't know if you would ask me this 6 months ago, if I could say that, honestly. But anyway, babe, you always hated it when I signed out because you were always scared of the editing. But I got edits to do now. And I think I'm gonna continue doing these, at least for a little while. I don't know for how long, until God tells me to stop. But I'm gonna. So, baby, one last time. Or not. Myers out.